Hey, good morning. It's Alex Goad here from 10x Your Life, and I want to take a couple minutes to talk to you about a principle that you've probably heard about many times, but I want to show you how you can put its power to use for you in your life in a couple of minutes, and in a very, very significant manner. So here's what I'm talking about. You've heard this before. Where focus goes, energy flows. And it's actually been made into a law by a guy called Pearson, and it's called Pearsons Law, and it says that what is measured improves, and what is measured and reported improves exponentially. In other words, if you check on something and you just observe it, it improves a lot, and if you observe it and then you make a report of those results, either to yourself or to somebody else, then that thing tends to improve exponentially. All right, so this is an extremely powerful law, but how do we use it in our life to improve the results that we're getting in the most significant manner possible? I'm going to show you how in a second. First, I just want to say that is probably the lowest cost, lowest effort, and lowest willpower to advance anything of significance in the world. Like if you look at, for example, the pedometer. What's a pedometer? It's those things that calculate how many steps a person takes in a given day. Well, what research shows is that simply wearing one and looking at the result makes people take more steps. In other words, without any conscious effort to do anything, you get a better result when you simply measure it. Okay, so what do you measure? What's the one thing that you measure that's going to make the biggest difference in your life? I have the supposition or the hypothesis that if you measure your attention, not your willpower, not your to-dos, not the things that you get done, not the money that you save, but rather your attention. Where did you spend your attention in any given day? Did you spend it on things that are important and significant to you? Did you kind of spend it doing to-dos and doing maintenance work and doing the stuff that you need to do in order for your household or your body to run well, like eating, sleeping, and doing some cleaning up and picking stuff up at the dry cleaners? Or did you zone out? Did you watch Netflix all day? Did you spend a disproportionate amount of time on your phone or gossiping with your coworkers or whatever it is? And so I'll warn you right now, this is an investigation that's only for 10Xers because it certainly is going to show you something that you probably don't want to see. You probably don't want to see that, oh my goodness, how much time and how much of your attention is being spent unintentionally on things that when you realize it, you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore. It's not acceptable. So, okay, you're maybe not going to like what you see there, but you're going to like the result because very quickly once you observe this and if you start reporting it, even if you just report it to yourself at the end of every week, if you look at the sum of your days and how much of your attention during that week you invested in your higher, better, best life, whatever you want to call it. For most people, that number is 0. And then you take the same number for how much did you invest in the to-dos, in the maintenance stuff, in the just keeping the wheels turning. And finally, if you look at how much of your attention did you invest in the kind of muck that gets you absolutely nowhere and that maybe even is detrimental to your life, and you realize, well, that week is very representative of your life. It's probably representative of your life so far, and it's very representative of your future. So if you don't like what you see there, you don't even need to try to do something about it. You can just simply keep on measuring it, and you're going to see that what's going to create an awareness inside of you when you start reaching for that phone to do that mindless texting or that mindless consumption of social media, a little alarm's going to go off somewhere in your subconscious. It's going to say like, hey, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure that at the end of the week you want to say that you spent 40 hours doing this again? And if the answer is no, and it probably will be no, you're going to find a way to do something different. And the other most important part of that is that if you get to the end of the week and you realize that you've got these goals and dreams and these higher aspirations and you have done nothing about it, well, maybe that won't be good enough for you next week. Maybe you won't want to write a 0 in that particular segment of your little tiny report. So you want to make big strides in your life? Measure your attention. measure where it's going. And if you have the courage to report it to yourself, expect staggering and significant growth in your life. And this all fits to what I tell you every time I record one of these videos, which is that the way you live today is the way you live every day. So make it count. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Goad, and I'll see you next time.